You are listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host, Michael Peterson.
Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake, It's Me, and today is December 25th, 2025, and Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Yule, just happy holidays. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to youtube.com/hellocupcakeitsme to check out the YouTube channel that is updated every Wednesday and Saturday. And also make sure that you give hellocupcakeitsme.com some love. Follow me on all the different socials, and let's get into it, shall we? So yeah, with it being December 25th, I wasn't sure if I was going to do a update today or not, which is why it's so late in coming. At the time of recording this, it's just 5 after 5 Pacific time. And so yeah, just happy holidays to everyone who celebrates. If you have your family to celebrate with, or if you're celebrating by yourself, or if you don't celebrate, just I hope that today's podcast finds you in good tidings. I know that this time of year can be very stressful for people, and especially if you suffer with depression like I do, and just have the holiday blahs. I understand, and you are seen, and I am sorry that you are feeling that way. To be quite honest, the last couple of weeks I have been extremely depressed to the point where I didn't know if I wanted to continue on. There has been some pretty major things that have happened in my life over the last couple of weeks that I haven't talked to anyone about, and I don't intend to talk about it. It really derailed a lot of the progress that I was making for myself, and just sent me into this downward spiral of fight, flight, or fawn, and all I wanted to do was run away and disappear. But that really wasn't an option, and it's still not an option as of right this second, but there might come a time where I just say enough is enough and disappear completely, which will be extremely difficult for me to do because I am pretty addicted to the internet and being online and just having my technology available to me. There was a time where I could exist without technology, but as I grew up in a monologue or in an analog age that was quickly becoming digital, that went away. And over the years I have always been a very open book about what's going on in my life and things like that, and so this is a novel experience for me to feel like it's something that I cannot talk about with anyone, and just kind of holding space for myself and getting back in control of myself. So we'll see what happens, but If I do decide to log off, I'm definitely going to give you all a huge heads up or whatever before doing so, because even though Hello Cupcake It's Me a podcast is newer in my world, it has become something that I kind of not only pride myself on, but that I enjoy. You know, I enjoy sharing my stories. I enjoy sharing my life with people because there's so many people out there that just don't feel like they are heard. And from day one, that is what Hello Cupcake It's Me has been all about, is the fact that I have not felt heard or seen, and that I needed a way to just be able to put my life out there and be held accountable for my weight loss journey, to talk about my mental health, good, bad, or in between, to talk about the ups and the downs and the in betweens, because men don't get recognized for their mental health, and men themselves do not seek mental health help. They usually turn to drugs or alcohol or become extremely violent, and in worst case scenarios, suicidal. And in my life, in the 14 or 15 years that I've been doing Hello Cupcake It's Me, if you are somebody who has been around with me, you'll know that I have gone through um all of those phases. I turned to alcohol really heavily there for the early part of my life. My 20s going into my 30s, I was a freaking hardcore alcoholic, drinking every single day. And then when I moved away from my friends group, going head first into depression, and then, you know, dealing with my mental health, trying to circumnavigate the whole experience of just being somebody who has mental health issues like depression, suicidal ideation, and so on and so forth, you know, all of these different things. And over the years of being self advocating and learning to speak up for myself, I have I have become the person I am today. You know, I was very addicted to marijuana there for a while. And I was always one of those people like, oh, you can't get addicted to marijuana. You can't get addicted to marijuana, blah, blah. You don't get addicted to the substance itself. You get addicted to how it makes you feel and how it just dulls your senses and takes everything away from you. And um my recovery from marijuana usage has been very private. I haven't really talked about it too much because I know that there are other people out there that are, you know, trying to recover from hardcore drugs like heroin or methamphetamines or pain pills or whatever else. And so I never felt it necessary to like talk about, oh, well, my recovery from marijuana. It's like, shut up, that's kid stuff. And it doesn't devalue the fact that it is still triumphant. I just didn't feel like I had the right to place my name amongst the others who go to NA or AA or any of those other things that have serious lifelong consequences. And I'm not opposed to ever using marijuana again. As a matter of fact, I use CBD products. I just try not to imbibe or take anything that has THC. And that's where my problem came in, is the fact that I started using marijuana in lieu of my medications. And so when I was out, I was actively searching it out. I was draining my bank accounts, overdrawing, digging for change in the couch cushions, just so that I could get enough money to go down to the dispensary and get a joint. And that's what I didn't like about my experience and the reason that I stopped smoking. And for a very long time there, I was even against using CBD products because I didn't want to open that door. And I do have some edibles. I've had this pack of edibles actually for the better part of a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And when I do utilize them, it is very strong in comparison to what I was taking and my tolerance, but it is very strong. There was 10 or 15 gummies, and I think I have 7 left. So that should tell you how infrequently I take them. But, everyone has their own struggle, and, everyone's struggle is very valid. So, anyways, um, you know, getting back to the topic at hand, I understand people and their depression and stuff like that. And so that is why Hello Cupcake It's Me was created, was just to give people a platform to hear the experience of someone else who might be like them, who knows what it's like to be depressed, to wake up from a 12-hour nap and still be tired because your mental health is at an all-time low and you just can't seem to snap out of it. And that's what also drove me to write Carpe Diem Scroto, is the fact that I was seriously suicidal and on my way out the door. Like, I had an entire plan. I knew what was going to happen, how it was going to happen, why I was going to do it, the whole 9 yards. I had written suicide letters. I had put all of my affairs in order, so then that way, when the time came, my family wasn't going to be overburdened with like closing out what little estate I do have. And just trying to do the best I could to explain to each person in the letters that I wrote, because I wrote individual letters for all of the people in my life, and just telling them, I'm sorry, blah blah, here's the reason, whatever, here's exactly how I felt about you, and how much I love and appreciate you for being in my life. And everything that you would put, everything that you think about at the time when you are at your lowest, putting together this kind of a letter, and thankfully I snapped out of it, and I kept those letters for probably a good 7 years. And during that time period, from time to time, I would sit down and I would reread them and just cry my eyes out at the thought of my loved ones finding me, and how horrible it was going to be for them, even though, at times I felt like it might have been their fault that they drove me to this, or that, my whatever, anyways. Yeah, so coming out of the depression that I was under, I know that it can and will get better. It usually gets harder and darker and less and less likely feeling that things are going to change, but they do. Thankfully, right now, I have a pretty damn good support system. And if I didn't have that support system, I don't know where I would be today. I probably wouldn't be here, honestly. So yeah, getting into something that's a little bit more joyful to talk about. Let's talk about the holidays and everything that has gone on. Um, you know, I know some of you, like I said, may not have been able to experience holidays with loved ones or whatever, but for those of you who are still listening, um, I got together with my family today, and we went over to my niece's this year for the holidays, which was just amazing. And I'm in so I so love the person she's becoming. Like, watching her go from this tiny little newborn infant, holding her just moments after she was birthed, to the woman she is today. Like, that is the most amazing journey, and I love this transformation that I've gotten to see. I love everything about it, and that I have been there for her every moment of her life, basically. I've only been away from her for at most 6 months, where I didn't live in the same house as her and didn't see her on a daily basis. And we've had some conversations about, like, the fact that I didn't have a chance to I there was just a lot of apologies that took place on my part, because when you're a child, you don't realize that those around you are children themselves. You don't realize that you're watching your parents grow up. And it's really kind of difficult and puts things into perspective once you do have that realization. And for me, that was one of the things that I had to forgive myself for, was the fact that I was like 18 or 19 when she was born. And here I am, like, we'll say between 19 and 20, 21, 22, being responsible for a child that was not mine, but had to take care of in order for my sister to be able to go to work, my sister to be able to go to school and grad school and all this other stuff. And, you know, my sister and I, we worked as a team co-parenting her, and, just watching her at all of her milestones in her life. And at 24, almost 25, seeing that, she is self-sufficient. She has bought $20,000 worth of cars in the last 4 years with her own money, that she has a cute little apartment. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, um, that she pays like $1,400 a month for. And just watching her like blossom into this amazing young person. So yeah, we got to go over to her house and do the whole gift exchange thing, and it was wonderful, and was what my soul needed. I really needed that pick me up, and it has really helped out a lot. And yeah, the next couple of days though is going to be kind of rough. I've got a dental appointment on Monday, and then there's New Year's, and then the whole shebang that comes along with New Year's. And I'm no longer having the pains in my kidneys that I once was. Um, if you recall, a couple of episodes ago, I was talking about having a kidney stone, a 1 millimeter kidney stone, non-obstructive, non-puncturing in my left kidney, and my right side just being absolute garbage, in the fact that I was in so much damn pain. Um, but I'm still moving forward. I'm still doing my little fitness challenges, and I'm actually at uh 20 22.29 miles, I think it is, of the 26.2 that I need to do for these last 4 challenges. Yeah, I'm at 22.23 miles of the 26.2 that I need to do. And so tomorrow, Tuesday, and possibly Wednesday, I should have the mileage that I need completed to finish out those challenges. So yeah. But anyways, this is the last podcast update for 2025. The next one will be in January of 2026, and it is so weird to think back, at least for me, because I can remember writing 1991 on my schoolwork. How you had to put your name and the date and what class it was and whatever up in the right hand margin and all that other stuff. Um, but I can still remember sitting in English class writing 1991, 1992, 93, 94, 96, 97, all of those. And to think that I graduated in 1999, and I have now been out of school longer than I was in school. And it still feels like yesterday that I was in high school. Yet, looking back, it feels like 500 lifetimes ago. So, that's one thing that I learned as somebody with dissociative identity disorder and just mental health in general, is that time passes differently for us. And so when I look back at those events that took place, it's just like, wow, has it been that long? And I can truthfully say that I understand what older people meant when I was younger that youth is wasted on the young, because I look back and I was just like, my God, I was so much more active than what I am now. Like, I would get on my motorcycle and be gone all freaking day. And when I was living with my biological mom, because I hadn't fully moved in with my father yet, just thinking of the miles that I would walk every single day, like walking from where I lived in the town to school, then walking all around school, and then a lot of times having to walk all the way home. And then as soon as I would get home, I would rest for a little bit and then go out with my friends and walk all over town with them. So I know that there's times when I was putting probably 20, 30 miles on, just walking. And that would be in a single day. Over the weekend, it'd probably be even further than that, because even if I had a bike, you're still biking that, so that's still mileage, but it's like whatever. And I used to walk to my aunt's house, and I used to think, oh, well, it's only like 2 or 3 miles, it's only 2 miles to her house and back, and not realizing until I was much older exactly how far it was. In one direction, it was like 6 miles. And I would walk that 4 or 5 times a day, like walking to her house, turn around, walking home, and then walking back to her house, turning around and walking back home, and then walking all over the place, like Moses. But, you know, that's another reason why I have adopted the saying, you are doing the best you can with what you have available to you, because a lot of people forget that we are doing the best we can, and a lot of times it feels like the best we can is not good enough, and that's just not true. It is good enough. No one can ever expect more of you. You you do the best you can with what you have available to you daily, and every single day that you wake up and every single day that you go to bed, that is an accomplishment. And if no one else is proud of you, just know that I'm proud of you for making that accomplishment. So, guys, um, as I sign off for the last time here in 2025, I hope that you all are well, blessed, loved, and supported. If you have yet to do so, please go and find help. If you're in the United States, we have the crisis line 488, or I'm sorry, 988, that can and will help you. It is free, and it does not mean that you are weak or somehow less than to reach out and ask for help. And you might not feel that you are worthy of it, but you are worthy of the help that you need. And so, from me to you, all of you who are out there listening, who come across this podcast in the future, just know that I love you, I support you, I understand you, and that this is a judgment-free zone, and that you are welcome here. You are welcome to the Hello Cupcake It's Me brand. You are welcome to the Hello Cupcake It's Me family, universe, whatever you want to call it. But just remember, you're doing the best you can with what you have available to you. And in a world full of Karens, be somebody who cares in the world. And until next time, I will talk to you then. Bye, guys. Boop.
Hey you! Tired of mental health books that feel like homework or therapy sessions in disguise? Carpe Diem Scroto is not that book. Written by author Michael Peterson, utilizing his own personal mental health journey, it's your daily dose of clarity, humor, and healing, designed to meet you exactly where you are. Whether you're sipping coffee in chaos or taking a quiet minute for yourself, this book gives you real, raw tools to reframe your day, your mindset, and your life. Unlike anything else on the market, Carpe Diem Scroto blends personal storytelling, practical mental health strategies, and a keep-it-real attitude that makes self-work feel like self-empowerment. Use it daily, share it with a friend, or grow at your own pace. Ready to reclaim your day with bite-sized brilliance? Head to www.cdsthebook.com to grab your copy or learn more.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You have been listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host, Michael Peterson. Please make sure to check back often as new episodes are released bi-weekly. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to send a message to hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com. And until next time, stay happy, safe, and keep doing the best you can with what you have been given.